Good morning, Mount Olive Church and friends of Mount Olive Church. Happy Saturday to you. Hopefully, you're having a great start to your weekend. I'm going to do a quick devotion here as I share my screen. On Brother Jody's message from last Sunday, great message there, as the other guys have done devotions this week, also done a great job. And if you've not had a chance to listen to those or to Brother Jody's message, please go back and do that. Appreciate Brother Jody. Can't say enough about him, and of course all the other guys too. But the things he does for our church, and could go for make this devotion really long, talking about all the things Brother Jody does around the church. But we sure appreciate him, and great message on Sunday. One I definitely needed. I told him after service I appreciated him. I definitely needed to hear it if nobody else did. But I think some of the other guys have talked about the peace part of it, and so I'm gonna go that direction too. It must be that hits a lot of us. So we'll go first of all here to where Brother Jody was at. Went too far there. Let's go back a slide. Mark chapter 4, and a very familiar passage here with Jesus in the boat in the storm with the disciples. But just going to pick up a couple verses here. Verse 35 says, "And the same day when the even was come, he said unto them, Let us pass over unto the other side." This is Jesus telling the disciples, let us pass over unto the other side. So he's telling them that you're going to make it to the other side. He doesn't warn them that a storm's coming, but he says we're going to the other side. And of course, in the verses in between that happens, the storm comes, Jesus is asleep. Verse 39 picks up, and he arose and rebuked the wind. The disciples go and get Jesus, and he rebukes the wind and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And so, just a kind of a thought before I kind of finish here, a short, kind of simple devotion today. But we were at the beach a few years back, and we were eating at this little place that was close to the water, kind of the inlet there. And this big storm comes up, and I'm not a big storm fan. I don't like wind much at all. But to me, it was a big storm, and we look out, and there's just one little boat out there. And of course, I'm worried. I don't know what to do. I don't know if we should get in the car and try to leave, or if we should stay in this little restaurant. But I see this little boat out there, and the waters are so troubled that he can't get in. He actually tries 2 or 3 times to get into where the restaurant's at, because they have their own little dock there, and he had to turn around and go back out to sea. But we sometimes read this passage, or I read this passage, and I don't understand what kind of peril they were in, but in the beginning, Jesus tells them, let us pass over into the other side. He guarantees them that they will, but a lot like us, a lot of times they lost that. And so Brother Jody said this, and this is where I got my kind of idea from the devotion, is he says, Jesus had a reason to cross the sea, even if the disciples couldn't see it. He actually kind of mentions what happens in the next chapter of Mark there, but Jesus had a reason to cross the sea, even if the disciples couldn't see it. Don't fear and quit paddling. And so my thought was, Jesus has a reason to take us through fill in the blank in our lives, to take us through whatever storm it is maybe that we're going through, or we will go through, or we have went through. He has a reason to take us through that, even if we don't see it. He guarantees us that we'll get through it, that he'll be with us. And just like he guaranteed the disciples would get through the storm to the other side. So don't fear and quit paddling, whatever that storm is in our lives. Anxiety turns to assurance when Jesus speaks the words over our lives. And so I kind of went here. This is where my mind went with Jesus guaranteeing the disciples they were going to get to the other side, right? They lost that as soon as the storm hit. But I thought of this, Matthew chapter 28, verse 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations. I think this is almost like Jesus speaking directly to Andrew this Saturday morning. He tells me what to do. He says, go therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And right here, just like he tells the disciples they'll get to the other side, he says, Andrew, I'm with you always. Insert your name there. I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. So he guaranteed the disciples they would make it to the other side. He guarantees me that he's going to be with me always, even until the end of the world. So take peace in that this morning. Take peace in that this weekend, this week coming up. That Jesus is going to be with us, and he's going to go with us all the way till the end of the world. So hopefully you got something out of that, guys, today. please join us. Come join us for church tomorrow, Sunday, in person if you can. If you can't join us online, we would love to see you there, though. And hopefully you'll have a great rest of your weekend. Love you guys, and hopefully see you tomorrow.